Alrighty, this is going to be part 5 of Diofield Chronicle.
Your mission today is to suppress a riot in Hodlam, a slum in Centralfield. The doctrine of democracy, invented on the continent, has begun to take root among the commoners.
The reason for the sudden spread of democracy in the slums, is this due to refugees from Southfield taking up residence there?
Yes, the people's growing discontent is manifesting itself as violent riots and looting. You must urgently restore the peace. Bear in mind, however, that the rioters are not soldiers. They are civilians, unaccustomed to fighting. It is vital that casualties are kept to a minimum.
Understood.
Why should rioters receive special treatment? An enemy's an enemy. I, for one, shan't be going easy on them.
Through our recent excursions, the Blue Foxes have built up a formidable reputation in Centralfield. It is likely that some rioters will immediately surrender their arms upon your arrival.
That's right. All the more reason to avoid bloodshed.
I don't make concessions in battle.
They may be vulnerable, people coerced into participating. So you will have to on this occasion, Walter Quinn.
It's their own fault for being completely powerless and spineless. Why should I feel any pity?
What's wrong with you?
As mercenaries, our livelihood is in violence. Sometimes we must take lives, but Duke Kende ordered for no unnecessary deaths. We must uphold that.
Let us depart.
No one told me we'd have to fight the Blue Foxes. I'm out. There's no way we can beat them.
You think this is a game you can quit anytime? You want to die a dog's death in poverty instead?
But what chance do we stand against them?
They're disorganized. Without a strong leader, they can't fight as a unit. That alone should teach them that democracy is an unrealistic ideal.
Is it? Under the right guidance, I think it could make the world a better place.
Guidance? Iska, the only guidance commoners need is from their king. This isn't a political movement. It's a pretext for outlaws to stir up trouble.
Come on, Fred. People are risking their lives to express their opposition to the royal government. Have you not thought about why that might be? All they want is a normal life for their family and friends. Their methods might be wrong, but I wouldn't dismiss their plight because of that.
We must seize control of this place and ensure our defenses remain unbroken.
Stay focused. The enemy is right in front of us.
Aye, aye. I'm well aware.
I'll say this but once more. Please do not be reckless, Walter Quinn.
Me? Reckless? Perish the thought.
On my way.
Form ranks! Forward!
Embrace death. You're no fun. They just died.
Could be useful.
Understood. Yet another foe defeated. Very well.
You're no fun.
I've got it.
Understood.
And in position. Fire!
Enemy down.
Got it.
You're no fun.
On my way.
Seize victory! It's the bloody Blue Foxes! We're dead if we don't take them out!
There's nothing more terrifying than a man with nothing to lose.
And a whole mob of such men is even worse. It won't be easy trying to quell them.
But quell them we will. Calmly and carefully. I've got it.
Form ranks! Forward!
Very well.
And in position. Fire!
Enemy down.
Victory!
Right away.
Target eliminated.
Got it.
Form ranks! Forward!
Next target.
And in position.
That's an attack!
Fire!
There's another one down. All according to plan.
Right away. You're no fun.
I've got it. Enemy down.
Understood.
On my way. Target eliminated.
Very well.
They're even bringing out the Cavaliers. What a warm welcome this is.
This looks like fun. Maybe it's time for me to show what I can really do.
How many times do I have to tell you?
I don't take orders from you.
Walter Quinn, Iscarian, stay focused. The enemy's approaching.
Got it.
Fall into ranks. I will perform a magical ritual.
Form ranks! Forward!
And in position. Fire!
Another one down. Enemy down.
Right away.
Form ranks! Forward!
Embrace death.
Seize victory!
On my way.
You call that an attack?
Got it. Yet another foe defeated. Very well.
Target eliminated. On my way.
Seize victory!
I've got it.
How infuriating.
Got it.
Another one down. On my way. According to plan.
Yet another foe understood.
I understand.
Got it.
Form ranks! Forward!
Another one down. All according to plan.
Embrace death.
Understood.
Yet another foe defeated.
I've got it.
I've learned some new tricks.
Have you lost your mind?
Oh dear. They must be even weaker than I thought.
Walter Quinn, our orders!
That's the last one, I promise.
Last one? How many have you killed?
Maybe 10?
10? These are ordinary people, fooled into disorder by the hollow promise of a better life. They may have broken the law, but they certainly don't deserve death.
Look, we stopped the riot, didn't we? What's the problem?
The problem is that the Blue Foxes have slaughtered defenseless civilians. That's what people will be saying about us now.
We've lost the good reputation we worked so hard to earn.
But a bad reputation has its advantages too, no?
You did this on purpose? Just to make life difficult?
Let's pick this up later, Fred. We have to go.
Over 6 months have passed since the Troveldshovian Empire captured Tagaria Naval Base. Several attempts were made to retake the base during this period, but Commander Osmaldo Selica's garrison has proved impossible to displace. Osmaldo's forces are clearly superior, yet he has made no attempt to push on beyond Tagaria. A state of affairs that left the royal government perplexed as to his motives. In the meantime, the Blue Foxes have been put to work suppressing riots in the slums of Central Field. While doing so, Walter Quinn shocks her comrades by ignoring orders and deploying lethal force. On the one hand, Walter Quinn's violent conduct achieves the desired result. The terrified rioters promptly surrender. On the other hand, it severely tarnishes the Blue Fox's reputation, rightly or wrongly mocking them as ruthless killers. As a result, their patron, Duke Hende, has also become a target for criticism from other members of the Lord's Council. Though this did little to discourage him from continuing to strengthen his grip over Southfield. Before the month was up, the Duke had become the de facto ruler of the entire region.
Lorraine, we require an urgent update regarding the situation at Tagaria.
Of course. But may I ask why?
We're going to retake it.
What? Duke Hende hasn't mentioned any such plans.
He's preoccupied with Southfield at the moment, a preoccupation that is causing his position on the council to grow weaker by the day. It's not a problem for us yet, but it will make life difficult in the long term. However, if we liberate the base, well, Then the Duke's detractors would have to stop their carping about his involvement in Southfield.
And have you thought of a strategy? The Royal Army appears to be at a loss thus far.
I have a strategy, and I'm confident that we will succeed.
Very well.
Andrea says, Umarida, you came.
Thank you.
Umarida says, yes, Andreas, thank you for inviting me to join the Blue Foxes.
How about this?
Andrea says, I'll introduce you to the others right away, as long as you have no objections.
Why, yes.
She says, I have none. Andrea says, these are people you will be relying on in battle, so try not to make a bad first impression.
Understood.
Who's this, Riaz?
Umarida Barrios, a bounty huntress. She had been set to join the army as a private, but I offered her a place with us instead.
She seems capable.
Oh, I'd say you were. Wouldn't you, Umarida?
Yes.
What about her background?
She used to serve a noble house in Southfield. They were traders. They lost their estate, and Umarida decided that the Royal Army was her only option.
I see. Well, good work, Riaz. I never knew you had such an eye for talent.
Hey, what do you mean?
And then?
Frederet says, what's behind the sudden increase in numbers? Andrea says, all will be made clear in the briefing. We have an important task ahead of us.
Well.
Frederet says, interesting, then I look forward to talking some strategy. Some triangle strategy. Oh. I wish I could upgrade my orbs, but I'm not level 4 on all this stuff yet. But there are some side quests, so maybe that will open up some upgrade possibilities. Looks like everybody's in the briefing room.
I've got quite a tale for you, Andreas.
Have you now? I'd been hoping to speak to you too, as it happens. Who were those men who visited you earlier?
They work for nobles who recently moved from Southfield to Centralfield. It seems they've made quite the fortune from some sordid dealings, and are in need of bodyguards.
It was a request for the Blue Foxes?
No. They wanted me to abandon the unit and take some able hands with me, so I put your name forward as well. If you leave, I shall follow.
I have no intention of leaving.
They say they'll pay double.
It could be quadruple and it would make no difference.
Very well. I know a man who can't be convinced when I see one.
I have no interest, but if you want to leave, I shan't stop you.
No, I'm staying. I'm not about to leave just because you've told me I can.
Do what you will. I've not the attachment to you that you may think I do.
That much is plain, but you'll come around eventually.
Andreas, I have a question for you.
What is it, Donovan?
How do you go about selecting members for the Blue Foxes? The unit contains knights, mercenaries, foreign soldiers, thieves, capable warriors, one and all.
I find people with talent, that's all.
Indeed. I doubt I have ever seen such a force. Not even in my time in King Rhaegal's guards.
You defended King Rhaegal?
Yes. Our ranks were full of honorable knights. But over time, their dedication waned. They began to act for their own profit, thinking only of ways to best their competition.
You left out of disgust for what they had become?
I did. And now, I pray that the Blue Foxes do not fall prey to the same ailment.
We shall not.
You seem very certain of that.
I have not a single doubt.
Looks like we got some nice little side battles to do, so that's cool.
Go.
Very well.
Another one down. All according to plan. Seize victory!
Understood. Very well.
Going down. I've got it.
Next target.
They just died.
Understood. Be gone with you.
I've got it.
Next time.
Right away.
That's an attack. Yet another foe defeated.
Understood. Target eliminated.
I understand. Fall into ranks. I will perform a magical ritual.
it's kind of hilarious that, like, as you defeat enemies, like, gates open.
On my way.
No tactician would ever open their gates to an enemy. It's kind of stupid.
Form ranks! Forward!
And position! Fire!
Embrace death.
Another one down. Seize victory!
Plan. It would seem I've grown stronger. Got it. On my way. Target eliminated. Got it. I've got it.
Oh, they just died right away. Ours now.
Understood. Very well. Yet another foe defeated.
I understand.
We've taken control.
Very well.
Right away. I understand.
Form ranks! Forward!
Yet another foe defeated. Understood. Next time. We'll hold them here.
Form ranks! Forward! And position! Fire!
Another one down.
Enemy down. Understood. On my way.
Yet another foe defeated.
Fall into ranks. I will perform a magical ritual.
Understood. Capture successful.
I've got it.
We'll hold them here.
And position! Fire!
Seize victory!
I understand. Ours now.
On my way.
Understood. Another foe defeated. Go. Capture successful.
On my way.
Push forward. Push forward. Form ranks! Forward!
And position! Fire!
Embrace death.
They just died.
Another one down.
All according to plan.
I grow ever more powerful.
Listen up, Blue Foxes. We are deploying to Dagaria's port, to seize it.
What?
A bit ambitious for a small unit like ours, don't you think?
Finally, a battle worthy of the name. What's the plan?
Let's hear a situation report before making any plans. Lorraine, if you would.
Very well. 6,000 Imperial soldiers have been positioned to hold a defensive line between the base and the western grasslands. The Royal Army has already stationed 20,000 troops in the area. But their attempts to break through the line have so far been futile.
We only have 600 people. Outnumbered 10 to 1. A frontal assault is hopeless.
The Imperial and Royal armies are at a complete deadlock, solely focused on keeping a watchful eye on their opponent's movements. We'll set off from Southfield, now in the Duke's domain, circle around Dagaria Naval Base, and launch our attack from the sea. The Empire isn't yet aware who's now controlling Southfield. They won't see this coming.
I see. Taking advantage of Duke Hende's domestic conquest, eh?
The only troops stationed at the base itself are Commander Osmaldo and a handful of officers. If we take them out, the Empire's defensive line will be leaderless and prone to collapse. Alatane can then push through with numbers alone.
Using our hapless allies as bait while we sneak up to stab the enemy in the back. Genius.
I don't share Quinn's enthusiasm, but I agree that it is time for us to seize the initiative.
I suggest we deploy at once.
Commander! We've received reports of a hostile unit approaching from the sea.
Impossible. How could they enter these waters? We're blocking the northern and eastern routes. The south is a self-governing zone, outside the royal sphere of influence. They would never cooperate with the Royal Army.
I can't explain it, Commander, but the fact remains, they are almost upon us.
Engage them at once. Zavatian himself fought to secure this base as our gateway into Alate. We will not forfeit it.
Understood, Commander. We're under attack! All units, prepare for battle! Why are Alatanian forces attacking from the sea?
The plan worked. We've taken them by surprise.
Stay focused, everyone! Patrols, attack in waves! Buy us time to intercept!
They reacted quickly. They must have a fine commander.
Yes. And if we take him out, his forces will crumble.
We've done it before, and we can do it again. Let's finish this before more enemies arrive.
Very well.
Fall into ranks. I will perform a magical ritual.
Next time. On my way.
Enemy down. Very well.
Oh, what have we here?
Right away.
Form ranks! Forward! And... position!
Target
Oh, they just died.
Understood.
That's an attack.
Fall into ranks. I will perform a magical ritual.
Next time.
I've got it.
Go. Go.
Form ranks! Forward!
Next time.
The Empire! And... position! Fire! Another one down.
All across.
Victory!
On my way.
They're here! All units, take your positions! Firing the cannons is our top priority!
We ambushed them and they adapted. There's a reason why the Empire is feared.
What is it, Estalt? Are you scared?
I'm not scared. I'm here because I want to get stronger.
That's a good attitude, lad. But use your head, eh? Charging head-on into cannon fire will make mincemeat of us. We must take the flanks first.
I know that. Honestly, stop treating me like a child.
I've got it.
Here goes. That's an attack.
Scratch.
The Empire!
Go. I can barely stand this around.
Fall into ranks. I will perform a magical ritual. And now you will die.
You're not messing around. You think you can escape?
Very well. We'll hold them here.
Did I overdo it? Right. You got me.
I can barely stand. Understood.
What a fuck! On my way. Is that all you have? Don't let it happen again. This is bad.
Thanks. It was about time.
Got it. Next time. How could I let this happen?
Right, why are you on the ground?
My thanks.
Did I overdo it? You got me.
On my way. Don't let it happen. This is bad. Thank you very much. Don't let it happen again. It's a close one. On my. Don't let it happen again.
Thanks. It was about time.
Understood.
Scratch.
I've got it. Target eliminated.
Right away.
Victory!
You've done well to make it this far, soldiers of Alatane. I expected far less from you.
Oof, I got fucked up a
So
little
you're
bit
the
there.
commander, yes? Well, I'm afraid this is our territory.
I see. You must be the ones who slew Olog and thwarted our plans in the harbor. Well, I won't be as easily defeated as he was. Men, take aim!
Their ranged support from on high isn't going to help our situation.
Kigus unit, advance!
We're trapped. What should we do?
Isn't it obvious? We killed the commander just like we planned. Come on, let's give them a good show.
Go. I'm not messing around. I've got it.
How could I let this happen? You call that an attack? Very well.
Fall into ranks. I will perform a magical ritual.
Push forward. Form red! Forward! And position! Fire! That's an attack.
Fall into ranks. I will perform a magical ritual.
Call that an attack?
And position! Fire!
Enemy down.
Another one down.
All according to plan. Understood.
Barely stand. What followed?
You dirtied my dress. I understand.
I'll help you.
Why are you on the ground? Do it.
I've got it.
Barely
Fall
stand.
into ranks.
I'll help you.
I will perform a magical ritual.
Clear scratch. And position. Fire!
You dirtied my
Messing
dress.
Understood. You're not messing around.
Fall into ranks. I will perform a magical ritual.
Thank you very much.
Another foe to sleep at.
I've got it.
Drat.
We'll hold them here.
Fall into ranks. I will perform a magical ritual.
Push forward.
I understand.
Don't let it happen
Why are
again,
you on
much.
the ground?
On my way.
Take your positions!
Got it.
I've got it.
Fall into ranks. I will perform a magical ritual.
Form ranks! Forward!
Here goes. On my way. Is that all you have?
Seize victory! The Empire!
Here goes.
And
This is bad.
another one down. The Empire!
Look at that, an attack.
Fall into ranks. I will perform a magical ritual.
Enemy down.
That's an attack.
Can't be.
Ooh, that one was hard.
Close-kept secrets. The Blue Foxes defeat General Osmaldo at Tagaria, delivering a blow to the Imperial front line. Seizing their opportunity, the Alitanian forces pour forward into the base, striking the Imperial troops as they reel from the previous attack. The Imperial forces crumple in disarray and are forced to retreat across the sea. And so, after 6 long months of occupation, Tagaria is reclaimed by the kingdom. Word of this great victory spreads throughout Diofield, along with rousing tales of the heroic Blue Foxes. Frederick, Walter Quinn, Iscarion, and Andreas all receive accolades from the royal government. And the Blue Foxes are promoted from mere mercenaries to Knights of the Lord's Council. Their triumphant return is celebrated lavishly, with glasses being raised all over Central Field, voices echoing their names across the land. Two months have passed, and with the Empire repelled, the political squabbling amongst members of the Lord's Council resumes. The question of royal succession, little discussed upon the death of Prince Ivangar, surfaces again, and tension between the factions increases by the day. Lord Councillor Kimball is in favor of the second-born, Victor Shatham, while Lord Councillor Joshua has thrown his weight behind the third-born, Star is Shatham. Duke Hende declines to pick a side, instead biding his time, waiting to see what might develop. While he waits, the Duke begins to search for new jade deposits, ostensibly mindful of the potential for war. Said to be in preparation for foreign aggression, in reality, it is simply a front for his ambitions, a means to gain a factional edge. The search for jade deposits will take place in the frontier, a vast swathe of unexplored land. The task of surveying this territory falls to the Blue Foxes.
Fred, I think it is better if you stay here while I head for the frontier.
You can fulfill the Duke's order without me?
Aye. There are still occasional riots here in Centralfield. It would be unwise to conduct a full-scale expedition with things as they are.
Must we go at all? Tempers are still running hot after the massacre in the slums. Now would seem a good time to focus on quelling the unrest. Still, I suppose we cannot simply ignore an order from Duke Hende.
Indeed. I knew you would understand. And as I said, setting out in force is dangerous. Better that I take a small unit with me.
Then have Walter Quinn accompany you.
Walter Quinn? Why?
Having her here, with the massacre and all, makes me uncomfortable. She makes me uncomfortable. It might also be a good idea to keep her away from Duke Hende for a while.
I can't be her babysitter, you know.
Iska and I will hold the fort here. Please, Rias.
Fine. But you owe me for this one, Fred.
Oh, I know it. Do me proud.
Frederick says, tell Quinn she's going with you beforehand, won't you? I don't want a tiff in the briefing. Andrea says, if I must. Frederick says, sorry about that. Oof, they got all kinds of stuff going on right now.
Umarida, I have heard tell that you once made a living as a bounty hunter.
That I did.
Could you not have made a name for yourself in the underworld, given your skills?
I kept a low profile and avoided the limelight. If I could eat, I needed naught more.
And before that, you worked for a noble in Southfield, yes? Is that where you learned to fight?
Well, yes, I suppose so. Alas, the family fell into ruin due to a skirmish over territory. So, being handy with a gun grit, I decided to make a living hunting bounties.
I see. I'll let the others know of your past, if you don't mind.
Not at all. Thank you.
Listen.
Andrea says, Quinn, may I have a moment?
Whatever could it be?
Walter Quinn says, of course. How can I help?
To be honest...
Andrea says the unit has been asked to dispatch a force to the frontier. However, Centralfield remains in turmoil.
How about this?
As such, you and I will go alone, while Fred and Iska remain here.
How fascinating.
Walter Quinn says, fine by me. I'm sure we'll have much more fun on our own. Andrea says it's a dangerous, uncharted region. Fun is the last thing we'll be having. Walter Quinn says, oh, as long as I'm with you, I'm sure I'll be entertained. After all, we're two of a kind.
I can't believe this.
Andrea says, two of a kind, huh?
So?
Walter Quinn says, you know all too well, even if you won't admit it. Andrea says, whatever you say. Anyway, I'll be counting on you out there.
Got a sec? What do you think?
Not bad. Very well.
I'm counting on you. Thanks for the help.
Anyway, nothing interesting there. We're just upgrading our facility.
Oh!
Cillier says, hey, Reese. Yes?
How about it?
I've been helping to develop the new menu, and I was thinking of adding some dishes.
Not bad.
Andrea says, I like the sound of that. Cillier says, I know you love your fish. I was thinking I could get some from that famous port in Eastfield, but well...
Seems we're not done yet.
Andrea says, bandits? Cillier says, well, it's more like the fishermen are now all bandits and aren't fishing anymore.
Are you serious?
Cillier says, sounds like the incompetence of the local lords made it impossible for them to earn a living.
Anyway.
Andrea says, still, brigandry can't go unpunished regardless of the reason. Cillier says, you're right, let's help bring honest work back to Eastfield. Whatever that means.
Rias, were you and Fred fighting again?
Fighting? I wouldn't call that fighting.
I overheard you in the war room. Fred was shouting at you.
We disagreed about the plan for the next mission, that's all.
I should have known. You two are as attached to your old quarrels as you are to each other. Though I've always wondered how you've stood each other for so long, being completely different.
Izzy, we're just
giving me a headache by making me the mediator every time. Look, just make sure you give him a proper apology, all right? I'll tell Fred to do the same.
Fine.
Good. You'll be back to being friends again in no time. You and Fred are like brothers to me, and this unit would fall apart without you. So you have to get along, all right?
It's hard to argue with that.
How does that sound?
Lorraine says, the Central Knights have requested we attend another one of their exercises. Andrea says, I suppose they've taken note of our renown and want to ensure we don't get too big for our boots. Lorraine says, must you be so negative?
Let's go.
Andrea says, their reasons matter not. Let's hope this time they'll give us a good fight.
Hi, Rias. I hear you're taking a trip to the frontier.
Well, yes. But it's not for sightseeing or anything like that.
Oh, I didn't think it was. Everyone says it's a harsh, remote place. Sounds a bit like Northfield to me.
Well, Northfield is certainly an inhospitable place. But there is one crucial difference. You see, the frontier was once the domain of a race of enchanted beasts, known as the Augurs, though it seems it's infested with demi-humans and monsters these days.
So there aren't any Orgus anymore? Not even on the frontier? Because up in Northfield one time, I saw these carcasses floating downriver from the frontier. They were just bones by that point, but they must have been giant creatures when they were alive. There was loads of jade stuck to them too. Do you think that they might have been Orgus?
Well, it has been said that the Augurs have a connection with the jade. The common theory is that their bones turn into the stuff after centuries of exposure to the air. Anyway, it's jade we're going looking for as it happens. Vast quantities of it. Enough to mine.
Gosh. Well, good luck.
You got a moment?
Hey,
Which means what's the... What?
enough of
I think.
Indeed.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
This is... What's the... What? No, putting... Thank... Like... on...
I've got it.
Form ranks! Forward!
Here I go.
Embrace death.
You're no fun.
Understood.
Seize victory!
Got
understand. Fall into ranks. I will perform a magical ritual.
I've got it.
Form ranks! Forward!
They just died.
Very well. Yet another foe defeated. Understood.
Seize victory!
On my way. Got it.
Very well.
Form ranks! Forward! And...
Enemy down.
Embrace death.
Enemy down.
I understand. Right away.
Understood. Very well. Understood.
Form ranks! Forward! And... Position! Fire!
Embrace death.
Oh, they just died.
On my way.
Another one down.
Understood.
I've got it.
Target eliminated. Got it.
It's a mere scratch.
Fall into ranks.
That's an attack.
Next time. On my way. Target eliminated.
Understood.
Next target.
Very well.
I understand.
Got it.
Right away. I understand.
Be gone with you.
Push forward.
Right away.
That's an attack. Push forward.
I understand.
Is that all you have?
I've got it.
Seize victory!
Right away.
Target eliminated. It would seem I've grown stronger.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Celia says that was worth the effort. Andrea says I've already finished my plate. It was delicious.
I'm totally refreshed.
Celia says, good to know. I'm just glad those fishermen saw the error of their ways. Andrea says they certainly got what was coming to them. They won't be turning to brigandry again.
Well, how about?
Celia says, by the way, I like the way you got rid of that problematic lord. Andrea says, I don't have that kind of power. Celia says, if you say so.
my way.
Form ranks! Forward! And in position! Fire!
Embrace death.
Glory to
Enemy down.
Another one down.
All according to plan. Got it. Target eliminated.
To Alatain!
Got it.
Here I go!
They just
to
died.
Alatain!
Right away.
And in position! Fire!
Next time.
Another one down. Alatain!
On my way. All according to plan. Target eliminated. I've got it. Understood.
Embrace death.
Form ranks! Forward! And position! Fire!
Embrace death.
Here goes.
Push forward.
Understood.
Glory! Victory!
They just died.
Understood.
Enemy down. To Alatain!
Right away.
And in position!
Fall into
Fire!
place. I will perform a magical ritual.
Form ranks! Forward!
Here goes. Very well.
No fun. I understand.
Got it. I have achieved a greater grasp of my art.
As expected.
Lorraine says, congrats, that was another victory. Andrea says, I expected that. What I didn't expect was how much more competent those knights... Oh, never mind. I read that wrong. I didn't expect how much contempt they had for us. Lorraine says, contempt, you say? Andrea says, it is little wonder we lag so far behind the Empire. This country has to change. Lorraine says, yes, we must be focused. Andrea says, indeed we must. Alrighty. I think this part is gonna split up my party, or at least it very much seems that way. So just in case I have to use a bunch of characters that I don't normally use, I'm gonna probably just get offline and gear up and get some money and all that kind of stuff. So anyhow, thank you for watching. We will see you later with more.